Why did Chelsea co-controlling owner Behdad Egbahli go into the Chelsea dressing room after their loss at home to Aston Villa when they went down to 10 men? What was he saying? Was it scathing? Was it encouraging? And why, oh why, did he end up leaving the stadium running away from Chelsea fans?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. We're going to be investigating and talking about these things today from the Chelsea co-controlling owner, Behdad Egbahli. Of course, he's the representative of Clear Lake Capital, who own over 60% of Chelsea Football Club, essentially representing the money. Of course, Todd Boehly for long has been the lightning rod for Chelsea Football Club. He was the face of the ownership for a while. I guess he's the one who put together the consortium. But he and Behdad have long had a relationship, and essentially, they may be co-controlling owners, but Egbahli, the chap we're speaking about today, represents the money at Chelsea Football Club. I do wonder sometimes if the setup, the part of the consortium, the way it was structured, was to have it so Todd Boehly was going to be the face. I always say, like, when they sort of won the preferred bidder process from the Rain Group, who of course sold Chelsea once the club was sanctioned and seized from Roman Abramovich, that he was the kind of shaking hands, kissing babies, the guy that you saw at Stamford Bridge. And now, when things are going wrong, when Chelsea is spending a lot of money, it's Todd Boehly this, Todd Boehly that. I wonder, I do wonder if that's by design. But of course, Behdad Egbahli has been, if anything, more present of late, and we know Behdad has been integral to closing a lot of high-profile deals, certainly the likes of Mykhailo Mudryk, I think perhaps Enzo Fernandez as well. Certainly recent deals as well. I believe he was involved quite heavily in the Caicedo completion transfer. So this guy is hands-on, he is involved, and we're going to be talking about his position at the moment, how he probably feels. We can speculate a bit, but we're going to read a little bit as well on what's been happening with the ownership. Of course, their project, their man, Mauricio Pochettino, not looking good. 6 games in, just 1 win. Not scored a single goal for 3 games, with so many minutes, especially considering the ridiculous amounts of stoppage time you get on games now. Are we in crisis? What are the owners doing? And what is he saying? We're going to investigate that today. So thank you for joining me. If you do want to support the content, you're welcome to by liking and subscribing. And I do recommend you hit the bell if you choose to subscribe. Alright, not that you need reminding, as the vast majority of the people watching this will be Chelsea fans. Chelsea lost to Aston Villa in the Premier League yesterday, 1-0. Ollie Watkins' first goal of the season. Charity FC strikes again, Chelsea. If you're without a win, if your goal scorer needs a goal, mosey on down to Stamford Bridge, and we will remedy these problems for you, because we are kind and charitable. Of course, very, very frustrating indeed. Everything, a lot of stuff went wrong. Nico Jackson got his 5th booking of the season. None of them are actually for tackling or fouling. 4 for dissent and 1 for blocking the goalkeeper's goal kick. Very, very disappointing indeed. Just stupidity, really. Malo Gusto might feel a little bit aggrieved to get a red card, but at the end of the day, the tackle was a little bit out of control. Even if he got the ball, you've got to be careful there. And Chelsea will be without first and second choice right backs for 3 games. I can't imagine Captain Reece James will return soon. So, it's a bad look, and we've been descending into, I suppose, what the media will call crisis for a long, long time. And many Chelsea fans are despondent. At full time, Behdad Egbahli, who attended the game, went into the dressing room. Now, this is very interesting. This is a huge talking point, because if you remember, when the owners went into the dressing room when Thomas Tuchel was in charge, even maybe Graham Potter, it was received really, really badly, and quite understandably as well. The dressing room is regarded as a sacred space in football. I can't speak for what it's like in American sports culture. I'm not so sure. Certainly in the UK, a very, very old tradition, football as well, over 100 years old. It's a sort of sacred space where you don't really have the owners going in. Maybe after you've won a trophy and, the players are like dancing around with beers and champagne with a trophy. The owner might come in and sort of shake some hands. But when you're trying to reflect on difficult times, it's not ideal. Of course, Pochettino, I'm citing a little bit here from the Express, Pochettino insisted upon his appointment, so when he was appointed in the summer, that the co-owners would only go into the dressing room if they were granted his permission. So he said this, quote, "Of course, for me, more than welcome if the owners comes into the dressing room to the training ground. But like I said, they always need to communicate with myself. I need to know and to prepare to prepare the people, the players, because here it's a really special type of thing in England." Pretty much saying what I'm saying there, reiterating it's a sort of sacred, special place, the dressing room. It's where you be together. You don't want to be invaded by the powers that be, the hierarchy. He goes on to say, maybe in other countries it's different, but here is the way. The coach or the head coach or the manager has to have some influence in the football club, for the fans, for the players, for the staff, for everyone. Essentially, not to be invaded by Behdad Egbahli. Now, historically, we've known the owners have gone into the dressing room and pretty much dressed down the players, shouted at them when they weren't performing last season, saying things like, we believe you're not living up to your price tags, which firstly, I take issue with, because players do not, this is the reports in the media, by the way, this is what's already been reported last season. Players do not govern how much they cost. It is not their fault if you paid X amount for them. You cannot use that against them. You cannot. You can say, we believe you're not living up to your potential, but if reports are true, then that is a sensational, quite radical thing to say. It's important that I note at this point that in theory, I very much support the owner's project. I know that is something difficult for everyone to understand, and of course, I'm having like existential crisis with this belief myself, man. Don't get me wrong. Like I did a social media post today on Instagram and on this YouTube channel community page saying I'm hurting. I'm 34 years old. I've seen Chelsea good. I've seen Chelsea bad. But I just don't know where we are right now. And I've tried to reiterate a lot of the problems we've had or having are a long time coming. And I do believe that the general Roman Abramovich model was becoming unsustainable in terms of how a club needs to be run to be successful today in the landscape. Now, I'm not saying the new owners have got that dialed in and they know exactly what they're doing, but I welcomed the change. I welcomed the structure. I welcomed the idea of a football hierarchy of directors that were actual football people and not just blokes that you hired. Similarly with the board, I welcome the idea of the board having Chelsea fans on. And like any other fan in the world, I welcome investment, spending money on players. Yes, you can do that wrong and you can maybe spend too much too quickly. And maybe the Project 30 is a great idea in theory, but maybe you can execute it too quickly. Look, guys, above all, what's paramount is Chelsea win football matches. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to look at what is the plan here and what's the theory and kind of move with that. I've been accused of toxic positivity, which I think is a bit of a joke, really. But still, I want you guys to know that I'm not happy. Of course I'm not. I'm not happy. And you'd have to say the owners aren't either. So what are they doing? Have they learned from last season about going into the dressing room and having a go at the players? Because the players are trying. I know it's a really common and easy thing to go, well, these players are so-and-so and then they're not trying and they're no good. I just don't think that's the case. I think they're just really undercooked. Yes, there's injuries. And yes, the injuries is massive. And you could just lean on that and whatever, fine. But still, like the quality, Chelsea should have enough to beat Bournemouth, Forest, you know what I mean? All these teams. But they just look really undercooked and really unbalanced. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time to develop that. That is the truth. But it doesn't make it easier. I can say that all I want. And, people can say that all they want. And the managers and the ownership. It just doesn't make it easier. Especially when people are paying good money, hard-earned money, people that don't earn much money, that are in a cost of living crisis, that follow Chelsea home and away, like these people that just want to see their friends and enjoy their team winning, are just watching this. It's, you know, you work all week, you go to the game, you see that. So let's go back to the owners. I just wanted to speak a little bit from the heart, I suppose, there, because I'm not like this just sterile, methodical, philosophical content creator that just talks about ideas and Chelsea in theory. I am quite a lot. Like, yeah, I am quite a lot, but I'm still a Chelsea fan, all right? So I don't want to see this. So yes, what is the owner saying in the dressing room? Well, hopefully he's not having a go at them, because these are all your players. They're young players. Shouting at them is going to do absolutely nothing. So it's talking about support. Maybe he's offering his support. Maybe he's going in and saying, hey guys, look, don't worry. Don't worry. Like, this isn't good enough, but you know, you're all running. I can see you running out there. I know you're all fit. The application's there. You know, it's a bit of a soft red card. Keep going. Look, Nico, you got to do better. Stop getting booked. We'll get there. We'll get there. Or is he saying, look, guys, this model is based on the top 5 finish, and we are not going to do it? Like, Gallagher came out after the game and said, yeah, that, you know, the aim is still a top 5 finish. I mean, great, bro, but, you know, the aim is for me to eventually marry Emily Ratajkowski, or however you pronounce her surname, considering, you know, I've loved her for many years. Without her knowing who I am, I should probably know how to pronounce her last name. But, you know, but the aims need to be realistic. So maybe I can't marry Valkyrie, the streamer, or this model, and maybe we need to try and get into the Conference League. We're many places off that. So why did he run away from the fans? Of course, Behdad Egbahli was filmed leaving the stadium. I think he's with his kid, by the way. So, like, he's holding the hand of his child. So, let's be respectful here. And footballers, after a game, look, Chelsea fans are a good bunch, but after a few cans and after, like, losing, you know, a lot of games, maybe he just thinks, like, I just don't want my kid to hear any, you know, abuse. But I think they're probably, the guy filming, he says, like, why is he running? But he probably just wants to talk to him, like, look, bro, help us understand. And he just runs away into his car. So obviously this is a headline. This is in, like, newspapers, so I'm gonna talk about it here on Chelsea News. But at the same time, the guy's with his kid, and he wants Chelsea to win. This guy's not come here to asset strip Chelsea. He wants Chelsea to win. He's been really highly involved. He's negotiated players. He's invested biblical amounts of money, and he wants Chelsea to win. So I do have some sympathy for him there, but I have sympathy for the fan who just wants to maybe talk to him for a second, and obviously he's filming because he wants to offer that to other Chelsea fans. And this kind of what leads me home here, like to the home point here, right? Can we not have some communication? Look, the owners want to go to games. I love that, right? I love the fact how they don't do Glazers and Cronkies and FSG and their fans, you know, what's his face, Newcastle, Ashley, I've forgotten his name, it feels like a million years ago. They couldn't attend games because the fans just, like, hated them so much. They want to attend games, they want Chelsea to win. I love that. And I loved, you know, we got to the point with our previous owner where, for a bunch of reasons, he couldn't attend games. So I actually like that. But there needs to be some sort of communication here with the fans, especially in, you know, dysfunctional season 2 of madness. It's all very well maybe having the odd newspaper briefed about Project 2030 with The Athletic coming out, and, you know, Twomey and Johnson and people like that, and Fifield talking about it, but maybe we need Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, Behdad, or Todd themselves come out and just say, hey guys, this is terrible, and this is not what you expect, but know this, we've come into Chelsea wanting to make you great. We believed that there was a negative trend. We saw where the Chelsea were. Chelsea were losing so much money, like £1 million a week or something. Chelsea were making losses under Abramovich. It's completely unsustainable. It's completely unsustainable. And you might laugh at that and say, now, well, why do you spend £1 billion? Because they're looking at that saying, we're going to build a team of these youngsters that become good and stay good for ages. I've got nothing against that in theory. But Chelsea were a completely unsustainable model, and not only financially to be run as a business, but not only that, the winning, we were off the mark in terms of the league for years and years and years before the end. Since Conte won it, we just got nowhere near it, not a sniff. So why don't someone come out and say, look, this is the Chelsea you loved. You don't have to reference, you can just say the previous regime, previous ownership. They've referenced them before in a couple of ways, when the Ray banner came out and something else. So look, this is the previous regime. It was unsustainable for this reason, and we saw Chelsea not winning domestically or that. We believe this transition, this long, painful transition, will get us here. Understand, we have the best interests at heart. We want to be at the games. We want to see Chelsea win. We want to be a part of your success. We want a relationship with the fans. We want to invest. All this stuff. Say that! Someone say something! Because at least the fans can connect a little bit. Because trust me, they're going to walk a deadly, deadly road if they just stay quiet and this continues happening. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being emotional. Maybe they need to be a cold, business perspective and just whatever. But I feel like something needs to be said, personally. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Pretty wild. The circus continues. I do think we'll be alright eventually. I do like a lot of the players that we've got. I do, personally. But something's got to click psychologically. And like Pochettino said in his post-match presser, these players need to grow up a little bit. Maybe this is obviously it's what happens when you buy a bunch of kids. Maybe you can't win anything with kids in 2023. Obviously that wasn't true for Man United a long time ago. But, for the times they are changing. Take care of yourselves.